in the previous class we have studied about the internal structure as well as external features of the heart. Now we are going to study how the blood will be flowing, that is blood circulation which takes place in human beings. So yesterday when we have seen the structure of the heart, it consists of, I told you that arteries and veins are the ones which are considered as the blood vessels. So arteries are the ones which will carry the pure blood, that is oxygenated blood, to various body parts except lungs. Arteries are the blood vessels which are outgoing ones, outgoing from the heart. They will carry the blood from the heart to the various body parts, all the body parts except lungs. Veins are the blood vessels which will carry the blood from body parts to the heart. Arteries are the ones which will carry the blood from the heart to all the body parts. Veins are the blood vessels which collect the blood from various body parts and bring back to the heart. These are the two types of blood vessels which are outgoing and incoming from the heart. Is it clear? So now, arteries are the ones which will be carrying the blood to all the body parts, and it will be from the heart. Mainly two blood vessels will arise. The bigger arteries are called as aorta, A-O-R-T-A. Systemic aorta and pulmonary aorta. Systemic aorta will arise from the left ventricle and it will be supplying oxygenated blood to all the body parts. Whereas pulmonary aorta will be arising from the right ventricle and it will be carrying the blood to the lungs. There are two arteries which will arise. I told you that there will be four chambers. Upper chambers are called auricles, lower chambers are called ventricles. Now when the ventricles contract, they will pump the blood into respective arteries. That is, left side of the heart will carry the blood to the lungs through pulmonary aorta, and right side will carry the blood to, left side will carry the blood to all the body parts excepting lungs, that is pure blood, through systemic aorta, and right side will carry the blood to the lungs and through the pulmonary aorta. And all the veins that are coming from different body parts will unite together to form two veins which are called as superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. Inferior vena cava will bring the blood from all the body parts which are present below the neck region. Superior vena cava will bring the blood from head and neck region. Superior vena cava will bring the blood from head and neck. Remaining rest of the body parts, from rest of the body parts, impure blood will be brought by inferior vena cava. These two will combine and these two will be opening into upper side, right auricle. Then pulmonary vein is the one which will be carrying the pure blood from the lungs to the heart. Will be carrying pure blood, that is oxygenated blood. Whereas pulmonary aorta will be carrying deoxygenated blood to the lungs. This is the exception. This is called as exception. Exception means which is extraordinary. Actually, arteries are the ones which will be carrying pure blood, but pulmonary aorta is an exception that is carrying impure blood to the lungs. Pulmonary vein is the one which will be carrying pure blood, oxygenated blood to the heart. So these are the two arteries and veins which are going and coming into the heart, and going out. Any doubts? Arteries are the ones which will be carrying the blood to the body parts from the heart. It will be of two types, systemic aorta and pulmonary aorta. Systemic aorta will carry the blood to all the body parts except lungs. Pulmonary aorta is the one which will be carrying the blood to the lungs. Pulmonary aorta will be carrying impure blood. Systemic aorta will be carrying pure blood, that is oxygenated blood. Veins, superior vena cava, inferior vena cava will bring the blood from various body parts except lungs. In superior vena cava will bring the blood from neck region and head region. Inferior vena cava will bring the blood from remaining body parts which are present below the neck. Pulmonary vein will bring the oxygenated blood from the lungs to the heart. So superior vena cava and inferior vena cava will bring deoxygenated blood. Pulmonary vein will bring oxygenated blood. This is an exception. Clear? Now, our heart is double circuit heart. That means we have two circulations. One from heart to body parts and one from lungs to heart. Body parts to heart is one circulation, and from lungs to heart is second circulation. Since there are two circulations that are occurring in our body, we can call this type of circulatory system as double circulation. And this type of heart is known as double circuit heart. All the mammals, including human beings, consist of double circulation, and the heart is known as double circuit heart. There are two circuits, that is systemic circulation and pulmonary circulation. Systemic circulation will occur between body parts and heart. Pulmonary circulation will occur between lungs and heart. This happens between lungs and heart. This happens between body parts and heart. Now if we see the systemic circulation, it starts from the heart, that is left ventricle, which carries oxygenated blood through systemic aorta. It will be supplied to all the body parts except lungs. Systemic circulation starts with left ventricle, which carries oxygenated blood through systemic aorta. It will be supplied to all the body parts except lungs, and it will be distributed to all the body parts where exchange of gases takes place. That is, oxygen which is present in the blood will be taken into the cells, and deoxygenated blood will be supplied and passed into the veins. From the vein capillaries, they will be supplied. They will be collected by superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. That is deoxygenated blood, and it will be supplied to left auricle. From the left auricle, right auricle. From the right auricle, it will be supplied to right ventricle. So as soon as it is reaching the heart, this circulation will be completed. This is known as systemic circulation. Systemic circulation will occur between body parts and heart. When oxygenated blood is present in the left ventricle, it will be supplied through systemic aorta to all the body parts excepting lungs. There oxygen will be utilized, which is present in the blood, and after oxygen has been utilized, then we call it as deoxygenated blood, because oxygen will not be present in the blood. Then that blood will be collected by veins, that is superior vena cava and inferior vena cava, and they will be supplied to the right auricle. From the right auricle, it will be supplied to right ventricle. This is systemic circulation. And next, the circulation that takes place between lungs and heart is known as pulmonary circulation. Pulmonary means lungs. So it starts with right ventricle. In the right ventricle, we consist of deoxygenated blood, which is coming from various body parts. It will be pumped through the pulmonary aorta into the lungs, where exchange of gases takes place. There we have seen in the respiratory system how the gases exchange takes place. The blood capillaries will move to the alveoli. There exchange of gases takes place. That is, oxygen which is present in the lungs, air spaces which are present in the lungs will be diffused into blood, and oxygen which is mixed with blood will be carried from the lungs to the heart, that is left side of the heart, left auricle, through pulmonary vein. From left auricle, it will be pumped into left ventricle. Pulmonary circulation starts, it occurs between lungs and heart, and it starts from right ventricle. It consists of deoxygenated blood. That means the blood does not consist of any oxygen. That deoxygenated blood will be carried from the right ventricle to the lungs through pulmonary aorta, and there exchange of gases takes place inside the lungs, and now it becomes as oxygenated blood. Oxygenated blood will be supplied through pulmonary vein to the left auricle. From the left auricle, it will be supplied to left ventricle. Now there is a story behind this entire discovery of this blood circulation and everything. I think you have heard about William Harvey. Have you heard of this person? His father of, he is a doctor. He is considered as father of blood circulation. He discovered the blood circulation. He is the first person to discover blood circulation. William Harvey is a doctor. He was working under Fabrici, who actually first discovered the movement of blood from the veins. That is, he observed some different types of valves which are present in the veins. Veins also consist of some valves which prevent the backward flow of blood. It only allows the blood to flow towards the heart. It will not allow the blood to flow into the muscles or into the cells. This was first discovered by Fabrici, whose disciple is William Harvey. These two are doctors, and this William Harvey, he has stopped this experiment only up to veins. He has observed in a person, when a patient has gone to this doctor, he has observed that his leg is swollen, and he has clearly seen some nerve-like structures in the leg region which is swollen. So he called that one as vein, and he observed that blood is flowing from the cells or muscles towards heart, and he stopped his experiment only till there. And his disciple, who is named as William Harvey, has conducted several experiments on mammals, that is frogs, amphibians also, frogs, reptiles, and some of the rats, etc., etc. And he has concluded this type of entire circulatory system was being discovered by William Harvey. Whatever now I told you, there is double circulation, there is double circuit heart, systemic circulation, pulmonary circulation, entire thing was gone through by William Harvey, the doctor. So under his name, he is considered as father of blood circulation, because he is the first person to discover the blood circulation and to study the blood circulation which occurs in our body. So he is the first person who has denoted this double circulation, systemic circulation as well as pulmonary circulation. This was being discovered by that person, William Harvey. And another scientist is there, Marcello Marfigi, has discovered the blood vessels. William Harvey discovered the circulation, how the movement of blood occurs inside the body, whereas that person, Marcello Marfigi, discovered the blood vessels. Is it clear? So this is the history. And now when we come to blood, is it clear up to here? Everyone? Arteries, veins, double circulation. Now blood. Nearly 5 to 6 liters of blood will be present in a healthy human being. 5 to 6 liters of blood will be present in healthy human being. And blood consists of 4 parts. That is, the liquid part is known as plasma, and the cells which are present in which will be freely floating in the plasma are known as cells. These are of 3 types: red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets, blood platelets. These are the 3 cells which will be freely floating in the plasma. Plasma constitute nearly 54.3% of blood. Of the total blood, plasma alone percentage is 54.3%. RBCs is 45.7%, something like that, around 45.5 to 7. 45.5 to 45.7% of RBC, red blood cells, will be present in our body. So that is the reason why our blood will be red in color. White blood cells will constitute only 0.7% of the total blood. Blood platelets will be very less in number. They will be around 10,000 to 20,000 number when we count. So blood will be red in color because of the presence of red blood cells. Red blood cells are the ones which will be giving red color to the blood. Since their percentage is more, 45, nearly 46%, that is the reason why our blood will be red in color. And red blood cells will be produced in bone marrow. They are present in they will be developed in bone marrow, and they will be supplied to the blood, and when it mixes with plasma, it gives red color to the blood. Because of the presence of red blood cells, we have red in color. We have red in color. And white blood cells, by name it denotes that it will be white in color. They are microscopic policemen of our body. They are considered to be the microscopic policemen of our body. There are different types. There are 2 types: granulocytes and agranulocytes. Granulocytes means those which consist of small granule-like particles inside the cell or cytoplasm, and which does not consist of granules in their body, in their cytoplasm. They are called as agranulocytes. These are again divided into 5 categories: acidophils, basophils, neutrophils, lymphocytes, and monocytes. White blood cells are further divided into 5 types: acidophils, basophils, neutrophils, lymphocytes, and monocytes. So these are the 5 types of white blood cells which will protect our body from foreign material that enter into our body. Foreign material means any bacteria, fungal, algae, and any other material which enters into the body through respiratory tract or through the digestive system, that will be killed by WBC cells. If WBC cells fail to kill the microorganisms that enter into your body, then you are going to suffer from a disease. Either you suffer from viral fever, you might have heard bacterial fever, viral fever, something. So that is mainly because when WBC cell fail to attack the foreign material that enters into our body. That means if the number of foreign material entering into your body is more than the WBC cells, then you will be, if your immune system is weak, then you will be suffering from that disease. If your immune system fights or gains an upper hand, then your WB cells will protect them against the foreign material that enter into your body. Then you will not suffer from any disease. And platelets will be very few in number. They consist of a pigment called as fibrinogen, which will help the blood to clot whenever the blood vessel is damaged or whenever you have cuts or wounds on your body. Whenever you have cuts, whenever you are playing or whenever you have fallen from your cycle, then immediately blood may come out of the body. Even if you don't take water, even if you don't apply any ointment, after few minutes, that is 5 to 6 minutes, automatically the blood clots. Have you ever observed that one? Automatically the blood clots after 5 to 6 minutes. That is mainly because of platelets. And RBC will consist of a pigment called as hemoglobin, which has the capacity for oxygen binding capacity, and it will carry the oxygen to and from the lungs. And the liquid portion which is present in the blood is known as plasma. Plasma is made up of its proteins, carbon dioxide and other etc. material will be present, which will be excreted. That means whenever we have oxidized the cell of food material in the cell, leftover material is called as excretory product that will be mixing in the plasma. It will be reaching the kidneys. Or carbon dioxide which is present in the cells will be reaching the lungs through plasma. So whatever the excretory material or leftover material that is present are proteins which will be present in our body, will be present in the plasma. Is it clear? So this is about blood. And blood groups were discovered by Carl Landsteiner in 1900, I think so. Blood groups were divided by or discovered by Carl Landsteiner. He has observed that an unfortunate accident. He has come to see that when a person's blood has been injected into the second person, he has seen some clots being formed in the person who has received that blood, and this study led for him to discover the different types of blood groups which are present in human beings. Generally on earth, all the human beings will be divided on their blood group. There are 4 blood groups on the earth: A, B, AB and O. A blood group persons will consist of antigen A and antibodies will be B. A blood group persons will be having antigen A and antibody B. B blood group persons will be having antigen B and antibodies A. AB blood group persons will consist of only antigens, but they will consist of both antigens A and B, but they don't consist of any antibodies. Antibodies are absent. O blood group persons will consist of both antibodies A and B, but they will not consist of antigens. A blood group persons can take blood from A as well as from O. B blood group person can take blood from himself, that is B blood group, and as well as O. So O is considered as universal donor. He can give blood to any of the person who is present on the earth. And AB blood group person is the person who will be receiving the blood, who can receive the blood from all the other persons, that is A, B and O. He is called as universal recipient. O blood group person is called universal donor. But there is some exception in this case. That is, there is a special factor which is called as RH factor. This RH factor was first observed in a monkey. Later on, it was being discovered, the same blood group was discovered. This rhesus factor was discovered in some of the persons. Nearly 93% of persons who are living in India belong to this rhesus factor, and they are called as positives. If rhesus factor is present in a person's body, blood, then they are considered as positive blood group persons. Either A positive, B positive, AB positive or O positive. Along with A, they consist of this factor. If this rhesus factor is absent, then they will be considered as negative. A negative, B negative, AB negative, O negative. That means O negative is rare because out of 7% of all the negatives, you compare how many are having O and on that how many are having negative. Very rare, minus maybe 0.5% or 0.3% on a basis. In India, they will be having O negative. So most of them will be having positive blood group. 93% of Indians will be having positive blood group. Either A positive, B positive, AB positive, or O positive. O negative is very rare. Out of 1 million, 1 or 2% might be having O negative. So it is considered as a rare group which we cannot acquire. That is, if we are born with O negative, then we are considered to be unlucky persons. If something happens, then we cannot get the blood easily. But AB persons are the luckiest persons who can take blood from any of the persons. Condition is that it should be a human blood. Negative persons can take any blood. Positive persons can take either positive or negative blood. But negative persons should be injected with only negative blood, not positive. Again, blood clumps will be seen if positive blood is injected into negative person. So the person will die. Person will die. Clumps will be seen. Clumps will be formed in the person if positive blood is injected into negative groups person. So this is about blood and its components, blood vessels.